Good evening, chat. We're back with oxygen not included. You guys know it. You love it. I'm playing it. Let's get in there. Let's resume the game. Do the thing. I'll show off what I've worked on. These last couple of days, I got all the boring stuff out of the way. So now all that's left to do is the fun stuff. And it looks like somebody is gonna come over. Hey, Mighty Stoosh. Mighty Stoosh says hi. Say hello, cat. Say hello to everybody. Oh, over there. Okay, well, he's just gonna plop down on the desk then, I guess. So, meow, meow. He doesn't really make a lot of noise unless he wants something, and I don't think he wants anything right now. He just wants to be up here because he hears me talking. And I have to assume that he thinks I'm talking to him, because who else would I be talking to? There's nobody else around. So he comes over and he's like, oh, I guess I need to, now is my chance to go lay on the desk. So today's plan, as I mentioned, is going to be building some ranches for Sweetles. And we're going to use those to get meat, I guess. I don't know. Kind of floundering here with my spooky month picks, and I've been playing Oxygen Not Included, so we're just gonna do that tonight. I'll have Emmykins pick out something good for next week. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing Project Zomboid, which is at this point not really spooky, but it does have zombies, which is horror. That's like part of the horror genre. I don't really want to play anything that's gonna freak me out, you know? Like, that's my issue with Phasmophobia. Dead by Daylight's just gonna make me mad. Hey, look, we got an achievement. What did we get? Turn of the century. Reach cycle 100 with at least one living duplicate. Yep. We sure did. We did do that. We hit cycle 100 and we're doing great. We've got Drecos. We've got some hatches. We have our SPOM going. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention the SPOM. So let me kind of go over the layout that I have set up here. This is a pretty standard half Rodriguez design. It mechanically separates the hydrogen from the oxygen, as you can see. It only pumps when the hydrogen is above a certain pressure. Same for the oxygen down here. Then it goes through these pipes. It goes through this water here to cool it first. So it comes out at about, 48 degrees. Goes through here, then comes out at around 12 or, below 20, which is good. The hydrogen goes through here to, I guess, cool a little bit because there is some heat exchange between these two rooms. And then it goes into this storage where it then powers everything when necessary. The excess goes here to the canister filler, which is what I use to fill this up. And then anything else, if we max out the reservoir, it'll just burn it off with this extra hydrogen generator. I'm currently in the process of building a second SPOM, even though I really don't need it. But I figured, I've got all this brine. You guys remember the brine? I guess I should show the water situation. So we have polluted water. We have the two vents. The water gets pumped here, goes through this loop, which I use to cool the base. So it goes in at, I guess this one comes in at 21. Ideally it would be a lot less. I'm gonna change this actually. If above, let's say 15. So basically what I want to do, I'm using the brine to cool my heat sink for the metal refinery. So the brine comes in at like negative whatever, comes through here, chills this water, and then if it gets above, I just change it to 15. It's gonna go into the these storage tanks, and then it goes through here, which will eventually be another SPOM. Goes through the desalinator. Right now it is going up back into the other pipe, which is where the polluted water would go, but since the vent's not currently running, it is not doing anything. Then here it initially goes into this cooling loop. If the cooling loop is full, it backs up and then goes straight to the SPOM. If the cooling loop's not full, it goes through here and then goes through until it gets above 20 degrees and then runs into the SPOM line, where it'll chill this, it'll run through the sieve. And the nice thing about the sieve is if you put clean water into the sieve, it just comes right out. And then it'll head over to the SPOMs. So it gets desalinated, and it gets, the polluted water gets decontaminated or whatever. We have a printable waiting for us. What do we want? Ooh, gold. We always take gold. Gold's good. Yeah. So that's basically what I got going on right now. I have apparently finished looking at this natural gas geyser. That's cool. So now we see that it erupts. It's active 55 cycles every 90 cycles, which is pretty darn good. So once this goes dormant again, we'll seal it up, and we'll be able to use this to generate some power and polluted water. And I think also carbon dioxide, which I don't know what we're going to do with yet. Probably just run it into the skimmer, or use it to fill up a farm so we can do mushroom farming. Although right now we've been doing just fine with just our mealwood, so I'm not in a rush to find a new food source. Pea water might off gas to the natural gas. It will not. It's overpressure, so it's not going to off gas at all. Should be okay. When is Phasmo? Emikin says, you know what, I'll play Phasmo next week. Why not? Just for you, Emmykins. That'll be our first Phasmo game of the season, and then we'll see how it goes. Oh, shoot. Oh, next Friday, chat. I don't want to forget. Next Friday is International Talk Like a Pirate Day, so we'll be playing some pirate game. I don't know which one yet. Maybe just Sid Meier's Pirates again. Mighty Stoosh wants to see Phasmo and then says, "Arr." Yes, there will be piracy. Not that kind of piracy. The good kind. No, wait. That's the bad. Whatever. Who am I to judge the pirates? It was a different time. Like that, you just kind of had to, you had to do what you had to do to survive back then. Would I download a car? Sure, why not? If it was available. I mean, most stuff is available on YouTube anyway, so I don't really have to go out of my way to download stuff anymore like you used to in the old days. All right, I think we could still probably put water here. We do have a bit of a strange issue here where for some reason I have water on top of the brine, and I don't know why. But I'm just gonna roll with it. Because ultimately it shouldn't matter if clean water goes through the desalinator. It'll just come out and then end up running through the sieve. And right now I'm trying to pump this area out so I can seal it up. Speaking of which, I should probably mop this up just to get it out of the way. And this one too. Too much liquid. Why I oughta. It's brine ice too. Much junk. Like it. Start moving everything. Start sweeping. Start mopping. People are getting hypothermia again. This is our kitchen. Pretty cool, huh? We don't really have a lot of food options. Oh, what the heck, man? What's going on here? Somebody dropped ice, I guess. Fortunately, I have my reservoir set up in a way that water cannot actually get in from the sides. Although I'm starting to wonder if I even need this. I guess it mostly just serves as a dumping for our toilet water. And then eventually we'll have it set up. We can pump it out somewhere else if we need to. All right, and Cat is leaving. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Okay. Toilet water. Yes. Yum. I mean, it's just water. Like, you know, whatever. Who am I to judge what people drink? So this one is perfectly lined up, which is super cool. So we can just incorporate that directly into our layout. Oh, so chat. Mighty Stoosh, maybe you'll get a kick out of this. I got a call yesterday afternoon about my mortgage application thing. And she's like, yeah, we can't give you a mortgage because you have a basement shower. So now I have to do something else to buy the house. It's been a very silly day or two. I don't know why this couldn't come up 2 months ago when we started the process. That doesn't make sense. Well, because it doesn't have like a main floor bathroom or whatever. So it doesn't qualify as like a real house or something. I don't know. No, it does not make sense. Hold on, chat. No, it's very silly. So we're just we gotta do something else now. Which I would have done at the beginning if I had known. But now we're doing it now, so whatever. Either way, it's a house. It's just because it doesn't have like a full bathroom or a whatever I don't know. For some reason it doesn't qualify for something. I don't know. Wasn't very well explained, I guess. For some reason, they can't give us a loan for the house. All right, how are we doing? So our oxygen is backing up, which is good. That means we're producing more oxygen than we need. Which, you know, at full efficiency, we'd want to be producing maximum oxygen all the time. But we're almost up to 8 dupes, which I think is how much this can actually handle. Doing on Jeremy germs. No germs here. Look at that. That is great. Comes in, it goes out. Sometimes it goes around one more time. Gets desalinated. Oh, we should probably put that on a higher number there. Make sure it gets emptied out of the salt. Oh shoot, I should be making table salt. What the heck am I doing? My table salt. Could make like, I don't know, like 10 table salt. There we go. Also, I think it might be time to find a larger, more longer term solution to power. I think that's where the natural gas geyser is going to come in here. Don't they know who I am? No, they don't know who I am. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, if that's... Because ultimately it comes down to what the government's going to give me a grant for. And they're like, well, this isn't an acceptable house, so you can't buy it. Well, I can buy it, but they're not going to help. So now I'm just doing it a different way, whatever. Well, it's for the grant. I mean, I guess yes, but the bank also, when I asked, like, oh, could we do like a normal mortgage? And she's like, no, we don't really finance like fake houses or whatever. They'll find any excuse. Yeah, here's the thing though. I'm paying them money. Like, what difference does it fucking make? They're leaving money on the table by not taking it. I don't know. It's dumb. So we have 6.9 tons of polluted ice that is about to melt and just create a massive flood here. And it's going to be amazing. I look forward to it. Probably won't actually get to see it. All right, Lyra is idle. Lyra, what is your fucking deal? I know you were having issues before. Ah, you'll be fine. Stress is going down. What's my landlord say? My landlord said he's just gonna finance it for us. So he's gonna give us, he's basically gonna give us the loan and we're just gonna pay him like we've been paying him. So we're gonna bypass the bank, I guess. And he said he's done this before with other people and it's worked out, so works for me. I mean, we've already been living here for 10 years. It's not like I'm gonna stop paying. So I'm renting. No, I'm not renting. I'm buying. It's just I'm getting the mortgage from him instead of from somebody else. I mean, I realize it looks pretty similar, except I own the house now. It would be like, you know, if my dad gave me a loan and then I paid him instead of a bank, except it's my former landlord who is the owner instead of somebody else. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a contract and I'm getting a not great interest rate because interest rates aren't good right now. But whatever, like, who cares? Yeah, I mean, he's I assume he's rich. He owns his own business. He owns multiple properties around town. So it's got something. Yeah, it is comparable to market rate, yeah. Which at the moment is not very good. He was telling us that when he bought his house, it was like 2%. And now mortgage rates are like 7.5%. It's ridiculous. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be paying basically the same amount, except then I'll own the house and be responsible for all the nonsense that happens. Whatever. All right, we got a bunch of brine ice here. What is the temperature looking like? It is above freezing. It is above freezing, yeah. When does brine melt? Oh, brine free. Oh, okay, brine melts way before regular water. That makes sense. Everything's working. I guess, yeah, we'll just dig way over here. We'll take a look at the neutronium. So if we say we want to have 3 wide there, we can just do something like this. And then with there's a lot of sand there. I don't like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go like that. So yeah, let's assume we're gonna have to get rid of the sand eventually. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do this then. Oh, that's why I was doing this, right? Okay. So yeah, that's what happened this last day, basically. It was yesterday afternoon that I found out. And considering we're supposed to be closing next Friday, it was it's like, what? It's all information that would have been very helpful 2 months ago when the guy came over to take pictures of the house for the appraisal. This couldn't have... This is like literally the worst time to bring this up. I guess it would have been even worse if it was like the day of closing, but yeah, yeah, it is a nice bombshell, yeah. So whatever, I mean, we're still gonna buy the house, it just is a different, taking a different approach, I guess. It's very silly. Like, we've already agreed to buy it. So I'm not gonna be like, well, can we just, let's just go back to renting. Like, no, fuck it, let's just buy the house. It ain't worth... Any room for an actual bathroom? No, we'd have to basically redo the entire house. I mean, there's a half bath on the main floor. I guess if you tore out that exterior wall and then built like an addition to add a shower or whatever. But I mean, at the point where you're tearing down an exterior wall, I mean, that's gonna be like thousands and thousands of dollars just to add one shower or bathtub or whatever. Like, I don't like the basement shower, but at least the shower is like pretty spacious and the water pressure's good, which, considering the places that I have lived in the past, is already like pretty good on its own. So I think me and Emmykins were just planning on eventually like redoing the whole house sometime in the future, maybe like, you know, 20 years down the road. Just tear the whole thing down and start over. All right, which one of you wants to make some steel? I guess it doesn't really matter, just one of you do it. Yeah, it's, I don't know why the basement doesn't count as part of the house. I mean, it's not a nice basement, it's just like concrete down there. And then some storage space and the water heater and everything. But I go down there every day to take a shower. It's not, I mean, that's where the laundry stuff is. Lots of storage down there. Not a lot, but you know, a decent amount. Yeah, we go down there all the time. Maybe, I don't know if maybe they're worried about radon or something else, or like, well, it's in the basement, so actually it's not real. I don't know. Either way, they're not gonna do it. So we're just gonna do it the other way. Be fine. Let me start working on some decor stuff. I mean, decor is not too bad in the bedrooms, like all the places that the dupes tend to go, which is good. Oh my god, Rainbow Yeti survived. Hey Rainbow Yeti, how's it going? I am considering doing a vampire run in RimWorld as part of the spooky season festivities. Wait, what? What just got, what got censored out, my douche? Blank and take stars money, mortgage people. Shut up? Did it censor shut up? What the hell? Oh, it's just, oh, it's censoring it on the tablet. It's not censoring it in chat. That's weird. Huh. Rainbow Yeti, you're excited for Vampire RimWorld? Yeah, that's one of the things that I have not tried. Just have like one super powerful dude and like his Renfield. So we'll see how it goes. I have weird settings on the tablet. Okay. Yeah, it's I don't have anything fact, the only thing that I have blocked in chat is when the spam bots come in and try to sell me stuff, which they actually don't that often, so I guess I'm not even attractive to spam bots anymore, which is fine, you know, not complaining. Just, I mean, I'm complaining a little bit. That's how I roll, though. It's crazy. Like, I'll complain about stupid little things, and then something like not being able to get the mortgage that we've been in the process of getting is just like, whatever, who cares? I have played biotech a little bit, yes. We did a run last year. It was just kind of like a standard run. I was trying to check out the child mechanics because I thought that was kind of cool. I don't think we got that far until everybody blew up or something. Everybody blew up or died or got shot, or I just got fed up with the game, as I always do. Guys, really? We're doing this now? Come on, get down. This is embarrassing. Click the 3 vertical dots. Hold on. And change. There are no dots. Are there dots? There's no dots. Maybe there's a little gear. Maybe I can do that. No, that's quality options. Huh. What do I do here? That's share. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the same one. By the text. Hold on. Okay. There's no dots on this app. Maybe if I click on chat. What if I click on this? Oh no, that's just the gift sub stuff. Whatever. This is a hey, Tatsumaga, how's it going? Thought you were playing some Stellaris. Very exciting. Looking forward to a rematch in the future. It's something else. It's a Kindle or a Tinder or a something, a lumber, a timber, whatever Amazon makes. It was like $60. I don't know. I got it for Emmykin so she could watch the stream or something, because I don't trust her with a full computer because of what she's done to computers in the past. So what are we doing? 1, 2, 3. So the door will go here. When you get 96 tiles, that's gonna be there. Okay. Something like that. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Emmykins, what have you done to computers in the past? I'll let you explain. How many, what, it censors porn? I guess that makes sense if it censors shut up. How many porn viruses? Fortunately, none. Asumaga's playing. Oh, Cyberpunk! Yeah, I heard the game's actually maybe getting good now. They're pulling a No Man's Sky and they're trying to make it good. Well, I wish them the best. I like good games. I like when games that were released badly make a comeback. It's a real feel-good story. She didn't do nothing to them but love them. Yeah, like really hard. I believe somehow she managed to break 2 laptops that I got her. I think she had too many tabs on a web browser, and it just went kaput at that point. You know how old ladies are with their tabs on the browser. It's like you never close one, you just open another one. What are you guys just standing around? What the heck? All right, throw down a ladder. And we'll get this all squared away, I guess. Start it over. I have not even played Cyberpunk yet. I've been waiting for it to be good. So if you're saying it's actually good now, maybe I'll have to give it a look. Chat, what are we gonna do with this? Are we gonna tear out? I mean, the problem is I can't move these. Like, I don't think you can destroy these, can you? You absolutely can destroy them. I don't know why you would do that. I guess if you really hate the location, but I think I'll work around it. Yeah, Emmykin's making a great point. Why do they have a tab option if you're not supposed to use them? You're supposed to use them, but you're supposed to close them when you're done. Having tabs just makes it so you don't have to have multiple windows open. Like when I'm done, I close out of the whole browser. Like it doesn't need to be going forever. You're not supposed to use all the tabs. It's the same way my boss at work. I was helping her with a computer thing, or it might have been Excel, I don't remember. And on her web browser, they're just like so tiny, and there's like 100 of them all across the top of the browser. It's like you don't have to have all those open, you know. You can bookmark pages if you need to get there fast. Maybe I need to teach Emmykins how to use bookmarks. Set your homepage, stuff like that. You know, basic computer web browser literacy stuff that maybe she didn't learn growing up like I did. I don't even know how I learned it. Like my parents are terrible with computers too. I guess it just kind of came with the territory of being a gamer. You kind of have to learn how to do everything, otherwise you're gonna run into a lot of problems. I remember our first computer, like the family computer, it ran Windows 95, and I had a bunch of games that ran through the command prompt, like DOS at that point. So I had to learn how to do all that stuff as like a 7-year-old. I'm just a natural genius. I mean, I don't know about genius. I think I'm just smarter. Yeah, because I don't want to say I'm smarter than average, because I don't know. Like, maybe I am. I don't want to sell people short. I'm sure there's a lot of really smart, normal people out there. But, man, it's like, just the way that some people are. It's like, how did you make it this far in life without, like, forgetting to breathe? Ugh. So yeah, I guess I'm smart enough, let's say that. Obviously I'm not smart enough to get the mortgage right on the first try. You know what the worst part is? I have called my insurance company like 5 times in the past week to update stuff for the homeowner's insurance. I gotta call them back again because of this and be like, oh, actually, yeah, we're going a totally different direction, so I need you to change all of this information. They're gonna think I'm crazy. Like, so first you had this bank, and then you had this bank, and now you don't even have a bank? Yep, that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, we had to change Emmykin's name because it still had her maiden name on there. We had to change the mortgage company, and we had to change the start date because we had it set to start on the 1st, but the 1st is a Sunday, and you can only close on a weekday apparently. Tasumago was thinking about writing an email to Paradox and telling them about my Stellaris event idea. In the worst case, there will be no answer. In the best case, they might support it in some way. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I know they've done events like that, although I think, you know, those are officially, they set those events up. I don't know how much they're going to care about a privately hosted one that isn't probably going to be that big, all things considered. I guess we'll see. But yeah, worst thing they can do is not send anything. All right. So what do we got here? Desalinator. Lots of salt. Puts out a little bit of heat. Not great, but you know, whatever. Water's coming out at a nice and toasty 18.8 degrees Celsius. That's cool. That's dupes like it at around 20 degrees. So if we just keep it around that, although yeah, we're running into some problems with the hydrogen. Obviously that was pretty hot when we put it in there. Oh shoot. Okay, I didn't think about this. Mealwood can go up to 30 degrees. Ooh, we're cutting it pretty close on that front. Is there any way we can get chilled? I mean, there's a lot of water going through here that's pretty warm. I'm not sure if there's really anything we can do about that. Well, if it comes, worst comes to worst, we'll run a cooling loop through here if we need to. I am at the point where I can build aqua tuners. Like, I have all the materials. I have plastic and I have steel. It's just, it hasn't really come up yet. I like to take things relatively slow. Aqua tuners are the main strat for oxygen not included. It's true. They are. I will eventually install one. It just, we're not quite there yet. Still working on expanding. I mean, we're relatively sustainable. What do we get? Give me something good, game. Give me something good. Plunger print. Unclogs one's creative impulses. Why on earth would I want plunger wallpaper? Oh, can I? Dude, I should probably make sure I can make steam turbines. Good point. That's under renewable, right? Oh, that requires yellow now. Shoot. Let me get that set up. I know we're already getting kind of toasty here, guys, but just bear with me. We're gonna build a little research room. Make a manual rad bolt generator. That'll be hilarious. I could also do Wheezeworts. Do we have any Wheezeworts? Wart? We have no Wheezeworts. There's 2 in here I could steal. Or I could just work around them being here. Let's see, how much are they putting out? 264. That's not too bad. We could just put the... I mean, it's freezing up here, though, is the problem. I do have shine bugs. That's true. I could use shine bugs. They really do not put out that much radiation, though. I'd have to get a bunch of them. So I feel like I had way more. Oh, they're over here now. 1. But was there? Oh no, that was just these lights. I wonder what happened to them all. Maybe they got glum. There's some down here. Somehow one got into here. There's one here. Maybe there's some eggs around that I can't see. I don't think I've cracked any. All right, focus, focus, focus. It's fine. So we will set up a... What is it called? Chat, help me out here. Wheezeworts. We need to set up a farm tile. Like so. Then we need to set up a material study terminal. Like so. You know, it's kind of annoying that now this shouldn't affect anything because it is safe in here mostly. It's just that you have to come in, like you can't mirror this one. So ideally I'd have this one on the left side of the base. Check the blueprints. We got rust, octarine building, small bladder, interior decorator, doctoring. What the heck? I really need somebody who does, okay, operating would be good, but this one's actually really good. All right, I'm gonna take this one. It's kitchen menace, whatever, squeamish, whatever. Uncultured is good, animal lover is fine. Digging, supplying, and operating though, we actually need those. So Amari, welcome aboard. You are in charge of tinkering. Let's get you promoted to head tinkerer. I think everybody's got a main job now. All right, so I'm gonna go get some Weezeworts. Just two, huh? Not great. Also, I probably don't want to use shine bugs in conjunction with a Radbolt launcher. That sounds like a disaster. Shoot, I gotta research some radiation stuff. Solid control. Ooh, okay, gotta get this at some point too. Pressurized forging. Crash plan. That's for landing on other planets, right? Celestial detection. Ah, here we go. This is the one. That's what we need. And then we'll have to dig that one out. I do like to leave the sleet weed as much as I can, because it's a lot easier to harvest it wild than it is to grow it. But we'll see how that goes. What are we doing on the brine? Still working on it. Sleetweed is better now? How's it better now? Explain yourself. I mean, I thought it was good before. How do they make it better? Can make some, oh, yeah. They added a new recipe. The souffle pancakes. And I'm pretty partial to the frost buns myself, but just because cracking eggs is not, it's typically better to get the meat than it is to get the eggs. So I'm going to be setting up an evolution chamber. Pepper loaf, true, yeah. And it's like there's so many different types of foods, it really doesn't matter. Like as long as you have access to at least one good one, there's multiple ways you can go about it. I'm looking to do some barbecue here shortly. Yeah, because we are starting to burn through some of our food stocks. I was up to 70,000 at one point. Hey, look at that. The brine's starting to get sucked up. That's awesome. So that tells me we can start doing this. We can mop some of this up, dump it in here, and then we should be able to dry this area out, which would be really cool. So I think the main thing with Weezeworts is that... What is the main thing with Weezeworts, chat? Oh, you have to feed them phosphorite, right? That's how you fertilize them. Yeah, phosphorite, 4,000 grams recycle. Fortunately, our Drecos make phosphorite as a byproduct. Shouldn't be a problem. Hurry, Marie, quickly. We're making some frost buns. Yum. I got any plastic? Yeah, my Blasi Drecos have been making plastic. Let me actually check that. Oop. Oh shoot, I'm out of sedimentary rock. Switching over to igneous rock. Stonehatch, there we go. Igneous rock, please. No more sedimentary rock. Okay. What is happening? What is going on here? I literally just want the one. Give me igneous rock. Okay. And then yeah, okay, there we go. It was a little buggy there. But yeah, I do have some plastic. Gonna add that. Then I noticed that I was out. That's not how you spell plastic. We have 900 grams right now, which is quite a bit. That'll definitely get us started. Go ahead and plant some warts. Why are they called warts, chat? Let's find out. Okay, Google, what's a wart? A wart is used in names of plants and herbs, especially those used, especially formerly, as food or medicinally. Oh. Wort. Okay, wort is also the sweet infusion of ground malt or other grain before fermentation used to produce beer and distilled malt liquors. Okay. What does wort mean in Old English? Wort comes from the Old English wort, which simply means plant. Well, there you go. We figured it out. Check the Oni database for what wort means. That's not gonna tell me. What do you... I wanted to know what it means in real life. They have weird descriptions for wheezewort. Oh, okay, hold on. Wheezewort. Wheezewort is a non-reproducing plant that is found in the frozen biome. Wheezeworts are extremely useful for temperature management since they destroy heat from the surrounding environment. Okay. Technical info. Wheezeworts cool the gas around them by absorbing the gas in the bottom block, releasing it 5 degrees colder. However, the wheezewort itself weighs 400 kilograms and exchanges heat relatively well with the gas, so its own temperature can significantly slow the overall cooling effect. Wheezewort will never cool any gas below 5 degrees above its condensation point, meaning it will never liquefy the gas being cooled, but it can cool the gas so much the plant stifles itself. Huh. Oh, you want me to actually look in the game? Okay, we'll do it that way. Wheezewort. The wheezewort is best known for its ability to alter the temperature of its surrounding environment, directly absorbing heat energy to maintain its bodily processes. This environmental management also serves to enact a type of self-induced hibernation, slowing the wheezewort's metabolism to require less nutrients over long periods of time. Deceptive in appearance, this member of the Cnidaria phylum is in fact an animal, not a plant. Wheezewort cells contain no chloroplast, vacuoles, or cell walls and are incapable of photosynthesis. Instead, the wheezewort respires in a recently developed method similar to amphibians, using its membranous skin for cutaneous respiration. So it is not a plant. It is basically a coral. Cool. Why does it... I guess it has a seed. But corals are kind of like plants. They're little animals. Coral. I know the meme, but I've never watched the show, so I'm assuming that's a reference to The Walking Dead. You know what I really need? A mechatronic engineer, so I can start doing the automation stuff. All right, so let's clear this. Add igneous. Yeah, fuck's sake, I can't type. To be fair, there's a mic like in my space. It makes it hard to get my hands onto the keyboard properly. So I'm gonna blame that. Remember, good artists oh, bad artists blame their tools. But so do good artists if the tools actually suck. To be fair. All right, mop it up, boys. Let's go. Mop it up. Mop it up. Ooh. The song is so gross. The original song that I'm referencing. Lick it up. Like what? Like what up? No way, I'm not doing it. I refuse. Okay, research complete. Now we can do Radbolt generator. Well, this one's gonna be interesting. Oh, there's one. So we'll see where the maximum radiation's gonna be, and then we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking... What needs fertilization? Yeah. We're getting there. What if... Let's say we shoot it over the top, then we just need to get it onto the... onto this area. So if we do a Radbolt reflector, that way no dupes are harmed in the making of this radiation. And also if we seal this up, which looks like I'm going to be doing, we'll need to access it from the bottom to fertilize. And I guess if we're doing that, I should probably sweep this area first. Good idea, team. And also, if we're going over the top, I need to do it like that. Okay. Now we just play the waiting game.
No, the waiting game starts. Let's play
I remember.
Hungry Hippos.
I remembered. Oh boy. You just shoot it directly left. I'm not sure if you can actually prevent. Prevent what? If I shoot it over top, at least, I mean, maybe like the odds of it actually hitting a dupe are pretty low. I've definitely hit dupes before though. All right, yeah, fuck it, whatever. I guess it's not that big of a deal if they get hit once in a while. Yeah, get rid of that. Whatever. Give me the Radbolt generator. There we go. Now my only problem is I have to power all this crap. Oh, this one doesn't have like any power on it. Let's do that. Just link the whole thing up. Perfect. Oop. There we go. All right, so yeah, well, this one has like hardly any power draw on it. It's good. But yeah, like I said, I need to start looking into an actual power spine at some point. So right now we have a lot of power being used specifically for the metal refinery, which is important, of course, but we like eggs for the lime. I just don't know what my main power source is going to end up being. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So we'll just send you over to the left there. And we will see how much power we can generate. Or how much radiation rather. 480? Jeez. Okay, I mean, I guess. That's how much power it needs, but wow. It's pretty intense. All right, Working on that. Okay, how about over here? We got to get through this sand, I suppose. We get through the sand. There'll be a ladder here at some point. Then I need to get down here, and then that'll... It's just fucking sand everywhere. It's really annoying. Alright. Seal that up. Slap on a door. So this will be where the Sweetles are. Then I just need to find a place for the, I guess the grubs could go right above, and then everything can just get dumped into an evolution chamber. We'll have a couple of incubators over here ready to collect whatever's left. So that'll be fine. It'll just go right underneath. So let's see here. Ooh, don't like that. Whatever. Gotta do what you gotta do. Like what I always say. Get the good grub. That's the plan. Open up my own grub hub. And that'll be how I make a lot of food. Have I just been ignoring these? What the heck? I guess I was. Faux pipe ceiling light. Ooh, I kind of like that. That would go great in my my more plumbing oriented areas. Hydrogen's looking good. Scale growth is nominal. I'm also thinking about doing some separate Dreco and Glossy Dreco ranches, just because it would be really nice to have, you know, access to both the reed fiber and the Glossy Drecos. Because I do have a little bit of reed fiber. Problem is, it's not a lot. I would like to put it in the bedrooms and maybe the bathrooms, because everybody knows having a carpeted bathroom is the superior way to go about things. You also want carpet on the toilet seat for sure. Like, do not miss out on the toilet seat carpeted. Philip says we had a carpeted bathroom in my North Carolina house. Oh god. And that's in the South. Like, imagine like a combination of bathroom liquids already. You're already off to a bad start. And then it's humid because it's North Carolina. And he also, Trilip also says, our toilet seat was that cushy pleather. The seat itself? God. That is, I think my grandparents had a seat like that for some reason. I never understood it. Like, I want that seat to be as hard as a rock and also cold. Like, I do not, it doesn't, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. That's how flustered I am about this whole situation. Rilip, did you hear about our mortgage situation? Were you here for that? You want to hear some like incredible nonsense? Of course you do. You're Rilip. That's literally what you do. He comes in here. You've not heard the mortgage drama. Okay, so basically I get a call yesterday afternoon saying we cannot finance the house because of the basement shower. It needs to have a real shower, which it is a real shower, but it has to be on the main floor. So basically I can't get a mortgage anymore. And it's we were supposed to close next Friday. But yeah, I'm buying a fake house. It's a fake house. Fake house. We're gonna buy the fakest house. That's all they have, folks. Have you heard about this, about the fake house? So yeah, so that happened. Now we have to do something else to be able to buy the house, which we're still on track to do next Friday. Fortunately, it's just not quite as good. Rilip has never heard of that being a requirement, but I've never had a basement shower. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. I mean, I realize it's not ideal, you know, on account of it's a shower in the basement instead of a bathroom. I don't see why that should matter, though. Does science do anything? Let me see here. Science determines how quickly a duplicate conducts research and gains skill points. Oh. So science is actually beneficial. I guess I did not realize that. Yeah, what do they care? I guess, okay, so the only thing I can think of is that in the future, if we wanted to sell, or if we foreclosed, or got foreclosed on rather, the bank would have to try to sell the house, and nobody wants a house with a basement shower. Because that's not a thing, apparently. I don't know, even though I live in that house. So they don't want to take the risk of financing a house. Rilip redeemed a bean. Oh, I did not see it. Thanks, Emmykins. Hold on. It's been a while. I mean, I had a bean the other day as like a pity bean if nobody had redeemed one. Could be leveraged to get the seller to fix it. Yeah, no. No. Because first of all, to fix it, it would take more than a week to like add an entire addition to the house. All right, looks like old bandage or pomegranate. I hope it's pomegranate. That's pomegranate. That's good. Is that what pomegranate tastes like? Yeah, no wonder people eat them, despite the fact they're a pain in the ass. Rilip says just turn our bedroom into a bathroom. I mean, theoretically, maybe not the bedroom itself, but there is a sort of half room upstairs that's just full of Emmykin's junk. And so that wasn't too bad. Thank you, Rilip. I hope you enjoyed that bean. Maybe that could get turned into a bathroom, but I mean, again, that's going to take time. You'd have to reroute pipes and stuff and tear out the carpeting and maybe put up walls and tiling and whatever else. Just cut a hole. Okay, here's the thing. They don't care about the toilet and stuff. They need a shower or a bathtub. What's plan B? Contract for deed through the landlord, basically. So he's just gonna finance it for us, and we're just gonna pay him instead over the next however many years. So the closing cost will be way less, but the interest rate will be slightly higher. And I mean, really, there's not that much of a downside. Sounds similar to a loan assumption. Yeah, I guess kind of. Except I think he's paid off the house, so it's just he takes all the risk of trying to get getting us to pay it, you know. So yeah, we're just gonna do that instead, it looks like. Because the woman from the bank that I've been talking to is like, well, I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, there's really not a whole lot. If not having a shower on the main floor is a deal breaker, it's gonna take A, more than a week, and B, probably like $5,000. And yeah, it is not a lot of risk, Rilip. Exactly. That's what I don't understand. It's like, I'm willing to pay you guys $600 a month for the next 30 years. I've already been doing it for 10. It's not that big of an ask for me to continue doing it, but apparently I guess that's I don't know, something about the house itself is too risky or whatever. So whatever. I'll just keep doing what I've been doing, and we'll go from there. All right. Man, there's a lot of sand in this biome. Kind of annoying, actually. All right, let's start digging from the bottom, I guess. Don't like to do it, but it is part of the game. It's not that weird. Yep, basement shower strikes again. When we first moved in, I was like, well, this is a little weird, but you know, I've had weirder showers in the past. You know, I was in Afghanistan, I was in the army. But you know, it's no big deal. It's just a weird shower in the basement. Who cares? But here it is again, coming back to bite us in the butt. You found the root of my problems. I mean, the drain would have got clogged either way, regardless of whether it was a basement shower or not. It's just the fact that it's in the basement makes it easier to notice when it backs up. So it's either coming up through that drain or it's coming up through the other drain. Either way, we would have noticed. But yeah, it has been a long, strange trip. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? The bank. I don't care. I mean, I care a little bit in the sense that I would like to have a normal bathroom. But I don't care enough to make a big deal about it. All right, let me start on the ranch situation. We need a grooming station. Not that kind of grooming, chat. Don't worry. Then we need a food thing, a critter feeder. Then we need a drop off. Where's my drop off here? It's under food, right? Critter drop off. There we go. Two, three, and up. Start working on these. All right, we're making good progress here. I don't know why there's no music. That's strange. The music just kind of stopped. Most unusual. The only bad thing about Plan B is you can't do an equity loan to fix the bathroom situation. Gotta do it the hard way. Maybe in the future we'll be able to. I don't know. A lot of things could change in the next 10 years. Maybe a tornado will flatten the house, you know? And then it won't be a problem anymore. That's certainly possible. All right, so we need to get some air over here, it looks like. And what is the easiest way to do that? I suppose something like this would do it. There we go. And some gas vents. I realize that the critters don't need oxygen, but my dupes do. So that's why we're doing it like this. 19 times 3. That's a weird shape. Yeah. Oh, it's times 3. Okay, if we go to 4, what do we get? Get another 64 tile room in there if we want. Okay, here's the thing, Mighty Stoosh. It's not a bathroom in the basement. We have a half bath on the first floor. Or the main floor, ground floor, whatever you call it, where you're from. The problem is the shower is in the basement. And that's what's causing the problem. All right, apparently I have to put some music on because the game can't be bothered. Here we go. I don't pee in the shower. Emmykins does though, like all the time. Because she's gross. It's just pipes, Jerry. It's just pipes. Yeah, whatever. Not buying it. Yeah. No, I don't pee in the shower because I'm not a gremlin. It's like, Oh, do you pee in the sink? No, you don't pee in the sink. You wash your hands in there. I clean my body in the shower. You clean the pee off of your body in the shower. You don't add more to it. Does she pee on herself? I mean, I assume she has to. You know, because of how girls pee. It's weird. It just kind of gets everywhere. Peeing in the sink takes too much acrobatics. Well, maybe for you, Rilla. Girls are weird. Well, at least somebody agrees with me on that front. Imagine not being able to use a urinal or just pee on a tree or a wall in a back alley somewhere behind a bar. What a pain in the butt that would be. All right. Guess we'll take improved tinkering. Just kind of boost everybody up a little bit. Hold on. Gonna turn music off for now. There we go. Let's listen to some nice Mario music. Philip says, until I learn to do a handstand, I gotta go in the toilet. It's a hard life knowing my own limitations. It's like a hose, though. You just kind of, you maneuver it down into the sink, Philip. Why do you have to do a handstand? I don't understand. What's going on here? What kind of weird sink do you have? Is it like 10 feet up? Do you have to climb a ladder to get up there? Okay, so we need a door. Not that we're necessarily going to use these doors, but it'll come in handy. So these should both be 96. I think I calculated it out correctly. Rilip is only 5'6". I'd have to literally have a hose to get up there. Okay, I guess if you're short, yeah, it could be difficult. 5'6", really? That's how tall Emmykins is. Rilip is a short king, guys. I did not know this. How are we doing on hydrogen? Doing all right, it looks like. That's good. Desalinator's still working as planned. So, Rilip, I want you to take a look at my base. Because I know you've played Oxygen Not Included before. Is there anything going on my base that you might have a question about? Like how have I done X or whatever, so maybe I can help your future stuff. It's pretty disgusting, hard to watch. What are you talking about? What's wrong with the base? Everything looks good. Everything's clean. There's no spaghetti with the pipes. Like everything is laid out very nicely. I have a cooling loop. The gas pipes. Oh, you're just giving me shit. Okay. Like I do to you. The problem is you can't give me shit if I'm doing something right. You're supposed to give shit when it's wrong. All right, so these little fellas, not the grubs, the other ones. What are these called? Sweetles, there we go. Bait sulfur. Perfect. Beautiful. Why do you use such crazy numbers for your size? Blame the British. We inherited that from them. And the person who was supposed to bring over all the stuff for the metric system died in a hurricane on the way over. So it just it went from there. I don't know where feet originally came from. I feel like feet is a very ancient measurement. And it's not literally someone's foot. I mean, it may have been at one point. Ooh. That's almost tempting, but I know it would just cause more trouble than it would solve. We'll take it and we'll just turn it into egg. Break them up. Be needing those. Delicious. All right, Rowan, how you doing, buddy? Construction time? Let's go. And then for grubs, they can eat sucrose. Beautiful. We're getting there, chat. Don't worry. So this will be the Sweetles. This will be the grubs. We'll put some things in here for them, and then we'll build the incubator and then the evolution chamber off to the side. Hey, buddy, what's up? What's my plan for the abandoned sections? I haven't thought too far ahead on it. Some of these I can work around. This one is actually online with my colony. Hi. Philip says hi. Do you want to look at the camera? Hold on. Let's see if we can get him. Okay. So come over here. Come on. Look in the camera right here. Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess he's just gonna lay on. He's gonna lay on the desk again. Whatever. He does what he wants. Did I press something? What the heck? I press space and it does a transition. That's weird. I didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, I'll probably break. I mean, this is probably fine. I might just leave some of these for now. Ooh, the critter Fluxomatic. That's kind of weird to have that on my starting asteroid, but I'll take it. So the frozen asteroid. Here's our cool steam vent. The most useless thing in the world. Yeah, I know. If I press space, Rilip, apparently it transitions between my scenes, and since both of my scenes are currently on the live scene, it just did it that way. I don't know why. We're just gonna have to live with it, all right? Sure, you'll survive. Right, finally have use for all that oxygen. How are we doing on rad bolts? Oh shoot, we should probably start researching something. I was doing renewable energy. There we go. We gotta get the steam turbine going. It's true. Kat was on The Real Besties last night. Emmykins and Allison were talking about Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. The black sheep of the Halloween franchise in a series with many, many black sheep. I don't know how they keep getting away with making those movies. It is truly insane. All right. So if we could just finish all these floors, that would be great. This is going to be... I don't have grubs yet, so it doesn't matter. Just turn all those into crop tiles. This isn't very spooky. What even is this? This is Halloween from Animal Crossing New Horizon. Okay, so Emmykins probably knows this one. In fact, she'll probably have to bust out Animal Crossing again soon, because Jack will be back to give out and or collect candy from everybody. Assuming anybody's still playing that game. Right, yeah. Let's get the oxygen going. And so let's say we do this. Let's say we did 64. That would leave 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there. Wait a minute. Hold on. Aha. No, I almost screwed that up, chat. It would be like this. That would be 64. So we're gonna do a little trick here. We're gonna take out the top part, put the roof, and then mine out the bottom instead of having to try to go over the top. Mighty Stoosh Star gets scared from Animal Crossing. Only during October, Mighty Stoosh. Yeah, so Emmykins is explaining you have to play every day because you only get one candy a day. I think one year she tried to get all the candy at once. But then it wouldn't let her, so now she has learned. Room size 58. Plants 2. Buildings 2. Laboratory 2. Science buildings, light source, etc., etc. This is my laboratory right now. I'm not gonna mess with it. Keep working on expanding this room. Temperature is fine in this direction. That's good. Mighty Stoosh only played on Halloween last year and they felt bad and gave him candy. Oh boy. Guys, I know you can't see it, but Cat has rolled over onto his back and is letting me rub his belly and he's purring. So if you can just imagine that in your head, that's what's happening. I would show it, but I don't want to mess with the camera angle, so you'll just have to use your imagination. Like playing Dungeons and Dragons now. Ooh, barbecue. Heck yeah, let's go. So yeah, incubators. Where am I going to put the evolution chamber, I wonder? I guess maybe down here would be good, like beneath this room. And then if anything, I could actually use this room as a as the kitchen. I could move the kitchen stuff over here. That might work. We'll wait till all this stuff is done though. Still a lot of work to do yet. Can make some more steel. Always down for that. What foods are actually worth doing? It seems like there's sort of gap between just eat raw food and this is actually worthwhile. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Like, once you get your dupes up to a certain point, raw food is only going to go so far. I think probably normally my next jump would be fried mushrooms. But I just haven't really found a good spot to grow them, so I'm leaning towards barbecue now that I know how to do that. And then the upgrade from barbecue would be, I don't know, one of the more advanced recipes with the cooker or the stove. Hi, what are you doing, buddy? Are you sleepy? Surf and turf's really good too, and surf and turf is super easy to do because all you have to do is get a Pacu farm and then some kind of critter ranch that produces meat. It also depends on what resources you have available on each asteroid. Like sometimes you'll have access to a bunch of wild plants and you can just harvest from those and you can just live off of that forever. Other times, you know, you want to set up a ranch or a Pacu farm. Like Pacus require large bodies of water, or I guess not necessarily large, but they require a body of water or some other liquid to live in. Okay, so we'll run the floor all the way over to here. And then that should link up when we're done. Oh, that's true. Yeah, surf and turf gives a radiation reduction. I think any seafood actually will do that. So even if you just did like fried Pacu fillet, it'll do the same thing. All right. Speaking of which, I do have the makings of a nice aquarium down here. Or I could just keep fish in my my poop water reservoir. A lot of food poisoning germs in here. Fortunately, the water that I got for the water cooler comes from this artisanal well, so it's all good. Okay. Does surf and turf require leaf? The lettuce leaf or whatever it's called? Can't remember. It might. So will it ever lay a grub egg? There's a 2% chance unless I put a one of these guys in here. I guess we'll put one in just to be safe. Just barbecue and cooked fish in a natural gas cooker. Yeah, the burgers, yeah, that's the one that requires the lettuce. That's barbecue, frost buns, and lettuce. That's a pain in the butt. That's like luxury food for your dupes if you really care about them. Which I kind of do. Like, I don't like to see my dupes suffer. But, you know, I'm not going to go out of my way to make it so that everything's automated most of the time. That is a nice end goal idea, though. Okay, what kind of fertilizer do you require? Sulfur. Oh, boy. Well, fortunately, we have quite a bit. Getting more might be a problem. Let's go ahead and add that to our checklist. Sulfur. We have 19.4 tons, or 19.4 thousand kilograms, I think. Right? All right, buddy? Have I ever played Graveyard Keeper? Mighty Stoosh wants to know. Yes, I have. I played it a bunch, and then it got incredibly repetitive, so I stopped. You cut up corpses and make burgers. I do remember that. And that's not the only thing you can do with them, but yeah, that's definitely a thing you can do with them. So the way it was sold to me when I was looking at the reviews, it's like, do you like Stardew Valley but want it to be kind of weird? I'm like, I guess, yeah, I could try that. And then I played it and I was immediately not interested. Stopped being, yeah, really fun at the beginning. And then it kind of just turns into, is this person here on this day? No? Okay, whatever. Let's throw another body on the fire, I guess. And then I just stopped playing after a while because it wasn't really fun. So I guess how games should be. Like, you shouldn't play a game just because you feel obligated to. Okay, I do have to go on a rant about this, chat, because I've been seeing this, I don't want to call it a philosophy or this idea about gaming. Oh, shorter games are so much better. I love that I can knock out the game in 4 hours and then I'll be done. It's like, are you insane? You want to pay more money for less game? What the heck? And here's the thing, maybe I just have a fundamentally different view of how a game should work. I guess if you're a game reviewer, you probably get the game for free, so who cares? Mighty Stitch says, I judge a game that if I play it for X hours, I get my money's worth. Yeah, I think that's how most people see it, but then you have all these reviewers who, of course, like I said, get the game for free, so, you know, it's not, they have no skin in the game. Who are like, oh, this masterpiece, 5 hours of gameplay for $50. Like, damn, dude. Okay, I guess if you're rich, sure. It just reminds me of the old days when the Nintendo games were super hard, because then it would take you longer to beat them, and, like, you get your money's worth. Mighty Stoosh would not pay $50 for a short game. I wouldn't pay $50 for a game. That shit better go on sale. I guess maybe the new Zelda game. Rilip says some games are better when they're shorter. Imagine if Skyrim was half the size and half the bugs. Nobody would care. It would just be like an Assassin's Creed game. because you know it's not going to be half the bugs. It's a Bethesda game, and part of the only real appeal to those games is that they have these massive worlds to explore. So yeah, I mean, I already don't really care for Skyrim as it is, but if it was even smaller, yeah, no. Are we playing Kingdoms of Amalur now? Hex as a counterpoint. Portal, likely the best game of all times, is really short. I don't know if I'd say it's the best game of all time. It's definitely good. But I bought it for like $2, so okay, that's the thing. A game can be short, but it can't be a full-priced game then, because it's not a full game. If you got Portal for anywhere from $0 to $10, perfect. You get in, you do the puzzles, you get out. Portal 2, even bigger, has, yeah, player created levels, multiplayer. Portal 2 is great. I mean, I could have done without all the Cave Johnson cringy nonsense that apparently was huge back in the day, like I talked about when I beat the game. Even, okay, so let's look at my favorite game of all time, Outer Wilds. Depending on how good you are at the puzzle, you could probably beat it in, I don't know, like 5 hours, let's say. But Outer Wilds is like a $20 game. So I think these people who want shorter games, I hope they also want cheaper games, because otherwise I don't see how this is going to fly. I can't afford to buy a new game every day to get my 2-hour gaming session in, you know? It's crazy. Cat ear. He's blocking where I can put the tablet. It's fine though. Just have to turn my head more. And it's kind of like I'm looking at you. That's kind of fun. So now we have the Sweetles. And once they start cranking out grub eggs, we will figure something out, I guess. That's true, Rilip. Also replayability. Trying to think of an example. Outer Wilds you can't really replay, unfortunately, so that doesn't hold up here. I mean, you can go back and try different things, I guess, if you're into that. Terraria. Okay, so my gold standard on money for time or time for money is Terraria. I feel like I got Terraria for like $5, and I have put maybe like 200 to 300 hours in there, somewhere in that ballpark. I know that's a pretty large ballpark. That is a good value. Mighty Stoosh just started playing Terraria again. Perfect. That is a great value proposition. And considering how they've continued to work on it all these years, how many final updates have they had? That should be the standard for what a good game is. When you think about, oh wow, that was a good game, it should be, I got a ton of time played, I had a blast, I played through multiple times, and they're still making more of it. And this is why I can't buy, you know, like mainstream AAA games anymore. Because imagine if I had to buy a new Assassin's Creed game every year. That'd be stupid. Rilip says, oh god, Terraria. My kid replays it like every 4 months. And then he goes on a rant about how his kid died to one of the mechanical bosses. Yeah, that is a weird thing to complain about if you've already beaten the bosses multiple times in the past. I mean, I guess if you're doing a challenge run, you're playing on a harder difficulty, you're playing on hardcore. But yeah, that's my gold standard for games. Am I gonna get multiple playthroughs ongoing updates slash support, and is it already cheap to begin with? Is it very cold in my biome? No. It's pretty green. It's cold up here in the cold biome, but otherwise, yeah, just nice and getting a little toasty in here. Like I said, I would like to move some of the power generation elsewhere at some point, but I've managed to keep it relatively cool by running cold water through the middle of the base here. Where they were digging, you could see their breath. I think that's just if they're breathing oxygen good, because it's like 25 degrees in here, so I don't think it has anything to do with it being cold. I think it's just they got a really good breath of oxygen. Yep, Mighty Stoosh has my list here. Stardew Valley, $15 for hundreds of hours of playtime. Oxygen not included, replayable. Factorio, okay, Factorio doesn't really do it for me, unfortunately. I do have it, I have played it. I've beaten it. I've gotten the achievement for beating it in under 8 hours. But for the most part, it's not my favorite game. Still good. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Factorio sucks. No, Factorio is fine. It's not really something that I go back and replay. What was the other one? Oh, Terraria, yeah. I've gotten a lot of mileage out of XCOM. So I guess that is kind of a replayable game. All right, time to build the evolution chamber for our little fellas here. Let us install a fire pole. There we go. Factorio and Satisfactory are if you like automation and factory building. You guys saw I played Dyson Sphere Program. I do kind of like it. It needs to have something aside from that for me, I think. Because eventually you basically get the gist of it. You're not really learning anything new. It's like, okay, build factory, unlock new part to build new part of factory, rinse and repeat for 100 hours. Like, there's not really anything. You're not building towards anything necessarily. Okay, so let's get this evolution chamber going. Also, looks like they added a ton to Core Keeper. Which one is Core Keeper? Let me look at this, because I've been hearing about this game. Makes me think Dungeon Keeper, but I feel like it isn't. Explore an endless cavern of creatures, relics, and resources in a mining sandbox adventure for 1 to 8 players. Huh. That's kind of fun. I think I was looking at this the other day. It came up in my queue, or it showed up on the front page or something. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that could be good. Very positive reviews is always positive. Core Keeper looks great in multiplayer. Pasumaga, have a good bed. Enjoy your sleep. Hopefully you'll get more sleep than I do, because I can't feels the need to wake us up at 4 in the morning for no reason. I mean, there is a reason, I'm sure, but it's not really explained to the rest of us. All right, so for the evolution chamber, if we want to keep it at 4 high, Skyrim actually appears twice in the top 10, so that's kind of a top 11. All right, let's look at Rilip's top 10 games. Star Trek Online. Okay. Slay the Spire. It's good. KSP. Hades. Yeah. XCOM and XCOM 2, which is not that surprising. What about classic XCOM or OG XCOM? Vermintide. What the heck? Really? Skyrim, Dragon Age Origins, and Mass Effect 2. Why Why Mass Effect 2? Huh. Star Trek Online, 900 hours, $0. I don't think Rilip really plays RimWorld. That's more of a... That's a sometimes food for me too, but... So how are we gonna do this? So basically what happens is you drop an egg in here, and then when the critter hatches, it drowns, which I realize sounds cruel, but I mean, whatever. All right, get some water going here. Oh, you know what? I could probably simplify this a little bit. We'll just do it like this instead of trying to auto bottle it. We'll break off a loop here. Just run it down like that. Perfect. Okay, so how do we do this? I mean, once we filled this up, then all we do is drop the egg in there. And then it'll hatch, and then drown, and then we collect the meat. You know what? I should probably do this 3 wide. Just so it's easier to fit a... It'll be easier to fit something in here that I can't think of the name of. Oh, the collector thing. What do we get? Something good, I hope. Lord. Slouchy lime socks. Juicy knitted socks that don't stay up. All right, well, maybe somebody will want those. All right. Pat, how high can critters jump? I think critters can go up 2, can't they? Or can they only go up 1? You know what? Better just make it safe. Let's dig down another level. At which point we'll probably just make it a full... Do a full dip here. And hey, look at that. We can just link up everything to down here as well. Just add another stairwell. Well, that's gonna make it tough to access though if we do that. Oh well, we'll figure it out. And congratulations, Rowan, you're now stuck. Idiot. There you go, he'll be fine. Just put a door there and they can't get through. Is that true? Really, says OG XCOM I only have set 37 hours. Not sure what it'd be like over my lifetime. Yeah, I play Open XCOM these days, so I probably wouldn't show on Steam either. I guess if you're just looking at Steam games, you're gonna have not a complete picture, right? Rowan, are you gonna be able to get out of here, buddy? You're looking a little like you're gonna suffocate there. Let's get you up to where the air is, huh? Oh shoot. Give me maybe turn that off like now before we start flooding the entire area. Oh god. Okay, we're good. We turned it off. Whew, that was close. That could have been bad. I mean, it still was kind of bad, but fortunately Rowan shut it off at the last second. Oh, I could have pliersed it. You're right. It's fine. I'm probably just gonna take that off. We'll leave it on for now. Once I have the whole thing laid out, I'll deal with it then. What are we gonna do with this space then? How much? Okay, this would be 108 tiles. What? Oh, this could be another critter area if we really wanted it to be. What would go good? Maybe shine bugs? Shine bugs would be good there, I think. Mighty Sush says City of Heroes is what got me to quit MMOs. I mean, I don't know. I played a lot of RuneScape when I was in high school. And I played Worm Online, which is an MMO no one's ever heard of. It wasn't really MMO, it was mostly just MO. And then I tried to play World of Warcraft, but I was using somebody else's account. So when it came time for me to actually play on my own, it was like I would have had to start over, so I just said fuck it. And then fortunately never got into it. So thank goodness for that, huh? Can you imagine if I got sucked into World of Warcraft? Guild Wars was crazy value. City of Heroes I spent a lot of time in, says Rilip, but spent a lot of money on, as so it was kind of a wash, as just good. Kind of bums me out that we don't really have... I mean, I guess we do, I just don't know where to find them. Like a really solid MMO scene anywhere. Again, we very well might have one somewhere. I just wouldn't even know where to start. And also, it's probably not as much of a community as it was back in the past. Kind of the same problem I have with like modern shooter games. Because back in the day, I played Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 2142, and I would play on the same servers with the same guys basically every day. You get to know the regulars and everybody's there, and you know, sometimes somebody new comes in, sometimes you go check out a different server. It was really cool. And now it's just, okay, click the matchmaking button and you're good. There's not a whole lot that goes into it. That's why I've kind of gravitated more towards these smaller co-op games that I can play with friends. Stuff like Deep Rock Galactic. Like, you know, it's got 4 player slots. You can play with friends or you can play with other people. It's a co-op game, so nobody's getting butthurt about the PvP or whatever, and just have a good time. Deep Rock is great with friends. It is. It's and if you're really into it, you can also just play with like random people online too. I had quite a bit of fun with it. I still have it installed, but I don't know. It's like most games of that type, it gets very repetitive. Okay, what are we dealing with here? We're getting the ranch up and running. Rowan, buddy, how's it going? I need you to keep working on linking everything up there. Oh, I guess only Turner can dig the Abyssalite, huh? Let's make a spot here. Oh, you know what? Hey, check this out, chap. You get a kick out of this. Where is it? Oh, wait a minute. Does sound clips not play if I'm in streamer mode? Oh, I know. Okay, I know the problem. Hang on. I have this set to something else. There we go. Let's try that again.
Yeah! Rock and stone!
There we go. I have that on the, not on my soundboard, it's on a different server soundboard. But that's a fun one that we got on there. Renewable energy is complete. Perfect. Now we can get, ooh, what do we need actually? The critter sensor, that's what we need. And the incubator too. That sounds like Star's story for the game he bought his friends. Oh, Rilip says I had a buddy who was really into Deep Rock Galactic and bought us all copies. We played it once and told him he was stupid as hell. Rilip, why? It's a fun game. If I was gonna buy a game for somebody though, I would definitely go with Grounded instead. In fact, if anybody wants to play Grounded, I won't buy it for you, but I will play it with you if you want to. That would be cool. I really want to play through it again. So if anybody's interested in playing Grounded, let me know. We'll have a good time probably. Okay. Best way to do that, we'll just dig that out. New printables. Oh boy. I choose Thimble Reeds because I don't have room for another dupe right now. Grounded is on sale. Yeah, if you want to, I mean, I know $5 isn't a lot, but it's such a great game. I would still recommend getting it if you want to try it. If you are a fan of survival crafting games in bespoke environments and the aesthetic of being shrunk down to the size of an ant, Rilip says, I don't know, it just didn't click with us at all. I think maybe him being so deep into it and us knowing nothing created the situation where we never got the chance to have it grow on us. Oh, yeah, I could see how that would suck. Yeah, they probably shouldn't have. Probably hyped it up a little bit too much, huh? All right, so let's change this. Something like that. There we go. That ought to do it. Except we gotta put ladders in now, but that's okay. And then we'll just let that flow. And everything should be good. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Exactly. That's basically what the game is. And it's really good, and I like it. Okay, let me do the ladder down. I don't even know if it's worth having a shine bug farm. I mean, I guess it might be fun. Okay, let's sweep this out. We could use a ladder here. Just in case we need to get down into there. All right, and then we need, oh, shoot, I don't have any of the stuff researched for shipping yet. We'll just wait. The one thing I try really hard to do when I'm playing, I guess in the case of Deep Rock Galactic, I can't really say because I'm not very good at the game to begin with. But especially with a story-driven game like Grounded, every time I've played it, since I've already played it a lot, I try to take a back seat and just say, hey, let's explore and do whatever you guys want to do. And if, you know, you guys get stuck, you can ask me. Or, you know, if there's like an enemy you guys are having trouble beating, I can help out with that. So I try my best to be hands off. I would hope that, you know, that would help ease everybody into the game. But I get it, you know, it's not every game's for everybody. We've been through this before. Okay. So now we have a little, you know what else I could do? I could use this as a hatch ranch and just have it like have all the hatches right here, like right next to the entrance. That would certainly work, right? I think. Is there an end to grounded? There is an end, yes. Like, it is a big sandbox, and there is literally a sandbox. But there is like an end battle, basically, or end to all the missions, and then you beat the game. But if you don't do that mission and you can like reload a save, you can just keep playing and exploring, and there's all kinds of optional stuff you can do. So, yeah, that's the game. I really like it. All right, unrefrigerated food. Where? Because I don't have a refrigerator. There we go. That's all taken care of. We just get rid of those. So what do I need after this? So we install the sweepers. Those are going to sweep eggs. And those will get dumped into here. And then the dupes will pick up extras. And they'll put them in the incubators. Or the incubators will be up here, I guess. Do you get unshrunk? Well, I mean, I'm not going to spoil the game for you, but that's kind of the goal. Is to get unshrunk. And also, I haven't actually completed the last mission because it's too hard. So I'm going to assume that you get unshrunk, but I don't know for sure. You don't get to play after that point. It's just like a cutscene. I would simply stay shrunk. Yeah, I mean, it is a blast. I mean, aside from the bugs trying to kill you constantly. No mortgage. It's like the movie Downsizing. You just shrink yourself and then all your problems go away because your consumption has been reduced to that of a small creature. Think of the cost savings staying shrunk. Well, I mean, again, I don't want to spoil the whole game for you, but if you play, there's all kinds of audio logs and notes that you find and all kinds of interesting stuff involving the shrinking. So, you know, try it out. It's really fun. Highly recommend it. I think everybody should play it. Assuming that that's the kind of game that you like. If you're a fan of Minecraft or shoot, I don't want to say The Forest, but The Forest, I guess, kind of has a similar, aside from the caves, which we all know that I hate. But the rest of the game, the stuff where you're in the forest is good. I'm not gonna buy it for, it's like, how much is it? I already bought it for enough people and nobody wanted to play it for. I'm not falling for that again. You guys can buy it yourself. It's $26, $27. And if you buy it, I will play it with you if you want. I would like to, if you'll have me. Is that the game? That's one of the games that I have bought for people, yes. There have been other games that I've bought for people. But that's, I've definitely bought it for at least one person that I can think of. Okay. We need solid transport. We need, yeah, basically all this stuff. And that should be it for that stuff. Price goes up as you listen. Now it's $28. Guys, it's $28. Buy it now. The price is going up. Every second you don't buy, the price is increasing, and you don't want that to happen. I promise you that. All right, let's turn this off. Oh, that does not need to be a yellow alert, but whatever. I guess thanks anyway. All right, so we can turn this back to water. There we go. I feel like there used to be more water in here. I wonder what's going on with that. Okay, you know what? Do not turn that on. Let's put this back. Mighty Stoosh has been waiting for Barotrauma to go on sale. It never does. Oh, you want to play Barotrauma? Heck yeah. Man, I really want to play, because I haven't actually played through the entire game since the final update or the 1.0 release came out. Because one, trying to do it with computer crew members is miserable, and two, nobody wants to play it with me. So frustrating. Why doesn't anybody want to play this game with me? It's ridiculous. Is it because I yell? Is that why? It's because I yell at you to do your job? Ugh. Well, if you just do your job, I won't have to yell at you. It's that easy. Very straightforward value proposition. You do your job, I don't yell at you. Rilip says the only game I ever bought for other people was Forced, and it was so cheap I don't feel salty that I only played it one time. What the hell is Forced? Forced Showdown? Forced Termination? Escape? Forced Overtime? Forced Deluxe Content. Forced Digital Deluxe Edition for Forced Slightly Better Edition. Forced is a challenging 1 to 4 player game with co-op at its heart. Solve deadly puzzles, choose your weapon. Local and online co-op. It's $15 though. I don't know, man. You can get the 4-pack for $45. Premier Starship Employee Simulator. I mean, here's the thing. If this was... I get angry at games more than I do about people not doing their jobs in real life. I realize I'm not a manager or whatever. But yeah, I definitely care more about people's performance in a video game than I do in real life. That is 12 across. We're gonna need 6 tiles. I guess we want to do airflow tiles then, instead of regular tiles. There we go. And then the question is, what do we want to have in here? I legitimately do not know. We could just do hatches, honestly. Like, hatches would go fine in here. We'd have all this extra space if we really needed it for something. You got a 4-pack for 20. Okay, that's a pretty good deal. Assuming it was on sale at one point, as many games often are. Okay, can we build the incubators yet? Yes, we can. Just slap those guys down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll do it like that. And we don't even need to power them. You can just have them set up. I'm not in a rush to incubate anything. I just want to make sure that we can replenish our supply of animals or critters as we go. Right, how are we doing on rad bolts, boys? Oh, it's still going. Oh boy, where's that going? Don't like that. Why is that a thing? How do we stop that from happening? Huh. Yeah, I'm starting to see a problem here, chat. Can you guys see the problem? Why did that dupe leave a sparkle trail? That means they're super happy. So he's like, Maria's apparently so happy And her, what is it? Sparkle streaking. That is her. That's her overjoyed reaction, is Sparkle Streaker. Hey, Sonic Adventure 2, we're back for more. We're at Pumpkin Hill, guys. Are you ready? All right. So, how can we change this to be more safe for everybody? There we go. We'll use the reflectors now. That way it hits right here instead of shooting across the map. What was that thing? A ghost? Wait, a ghost? From the Radbolt generator? That was a Radbolt. Assuming you're talking about the same thing. Okay, and then we got solid transport. Anything else that we need? That would give me blah blah blah. I don't need that. Radbolt containment isn't really that important right now. Flow redirection just gives me rocket stuff. Advanced caffeination. Not quite at that level yet. Soda fountain, whatever. Transit tubes would be cool. We'll do glass. Do I even have glass? Assuming I do. Bear shut off. Bear meter. Geo. Oh, the geo tuner. That's a new thing that they added. Oh, what the heck? The solid filter is. Ooh. I did not realize that the solid filter was going to cost me orange. That's a bit of a problem. All right, let me get crash plan going then. But yeah, that's a problem. Okay. There we go. So this is going to be a Sweetle egg. And we'll set the rest to whatever, I guess. Ooh, you know what we could do? We could switch Drecos out to this side. And then we would have, so we could have some hydrogen over here. Basically, we'd move the hatches up to here. They put the Drecos here because they don't need to go into the evolution chamber. They would just need hydrogen plus some mealwood plants. That would be cool. I think that's what we'll do. Everybody get your shit together. It is almost time. Oh shoot, we're out of water. Uh-oh. Well, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Finally used up all the water. Move that over. I'm gonna move you over here, and then I'm gonna dig a hole and just let it go down there for now. So yeah, we could definitely hydrogenate this room. We would have to add in a shearing station, take out the critter feeder, move the critter drop off, and then put a bunch of farm tiles down though. And then move all the hatches up to here. Then we could use this as our critter drop off just for whatever. Yeah, that would work. And then this, shoot, this, okay, this is the kitchen. Oh. I suppose we could put we could put the critter drop off right here, and then they would just kind of be trapped here. That's an option. Yeah, I am surprised that I went through all that water. When does the geyser turn back on? 52 cycles. Oh boy. How about you? 30 cycles. So it'll be a while before we have our geysers back online. It's gonna go that way. You know, you're right, chat. I could literally just turn this off. That just needs, so sends a green signal when Radbolt storage is full, which means we need a not gate. And then it'll head over here to the material study terminal. So it'll only turn on when the Radbolt storage is not full. That'll save us some power. Gotta remember to automate stuff as usual. Always forget. 1 second. Now, chat, I was 95% sure that my allergies would be done by this time of the year. I was totally wrong. And that sucks. Might have to, ooh, meteor showers, you say? Tell me more. Here they come. Look at that, boom. There's snow asteroids? Oh, that's cool. Look at that, we're getting free snow. It turns right into water, which then, I don't know, goes down here, I guess. Yeah, we'll have to do something with this when we eventually come over to this asteroid. We'll have to set up some kind of barrier on the top. Haven't quite got that far though. Alrighty. Still doing the compost thing, huh, guys? I keep thinking I want to relocate these and then I never know where I want to put them, which is why I haven't. So this ice still has not melted. What is going on with the ice? When does it melt? Melting point 20.6. It should have melted already. I think it has to get, is it 1 degree below the melting point? So it'd have to get to 19.6, I guess. So maybe that's a little bit different. All right, there we go. Everything's set up. Who's idle? There should be no idlers. We're working hard right now. Okay. So we still need water. That's a thing. We can set up the critter drop off. And I guess a food thing. Critter feeder. There we go. Here, let me actually, I'll put the critter drop off all the way over here. That way I can squeeze a collector in here for solid stuff when we eventually move the hatches into here. All right. So this is for stone hatches. The 8 auto wrangle. and then turn that on. They'll get wrangled, and we'll dump the excess, I guess, in here for now. Oh, there's food in here though. I don't want to do that. Where's a good place? A good place where they won't do any damage. Aw, there really isn't one, huh? I guess there's nothing there, but there's also nothing there, so there's no reason to do it. Can't put them in the water. Yeah, there really is not a good spot for them. Maybe we can sweep that area. That would be ideal, just so they have no food to eat. Alright, research complete on space program, yada yada yada. Doesn't matter. And yeah, this should have just stone hatches. We'll get rid of all the regular hatches. We'll move them somewhere else. Bindley grub fruit plant. Can we cook those? Roast grub fruit in that? Yeah, we could probably cook those. Or grub fruit preserves, which requires the actual grub fruit. But we have a couple of those. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put the critter drop off here. And we'll just eventually start moving critters that we don't really care about into here. Like, for example, these hatches. These to 8. Set this one to 7. Grab the settings from here. I think it's igneous rock, right? There we go. And then we can get rid of this. We can have a stone hatch egg. Actually, I should probably build another one now. There we go. Okay, you don't need to actually power the incubators. They just won't give a bonus, but it is nice to be able to hold an egg while you're, just so that it doesn't get cracked by mistake or lost or whatever. And it pulls the eggs out of the room so that they'll lay more, which is the main goal, I think. 8. This should be, yes, 8 as well. And 8 as well. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of you. That needs to be 3, right? Yeah, 3. So right there. Make a copy. Oh, wow. There was a lag spike. There we go. And then we need farm tiles. For this one, I think we'll stick with the mealwood. I was thinking we could do something with chlorine and balm lilies, but I don't want to try to like heat up the interior here. Like, what do balm lilies require? They require 35 degrees. I'm not trying to heat up a box right now to 35 degrees this close to my base. Maybe later. We'll have a separate area where we do a bunch of different ranches. But right now I'm looking to focus on getting the Sweetles up and running. Okay, and this is all, and it should be 6 or 7, I guess. And you should be 8 as well. Also be 8. You can get rid of you. Wait, what? I guess we haven't actually done anything with it. There we go. 8. 8. Perfect. We got them. So, Rilip, any questions yet? Or are you following along pretty well? Yeah, so that goes for everybody, too. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, or you're like, Short, are you stupid? Why are you doing it that way? The answer is probably because I feel like the thing you're going to tell me is somehow an exploit. That's usually what the answer is if there's a reason I'm not doing something specific. Either that or I don't know. Those are your two options. Either I don't know about it and I haven't even thought about it, or I am aware of it and I'm not doing it because I consider it an exploit. So there you go. All right. So we're still waiting on the grubs. They should presumably start laying grub eggs soon. Guess I don't know. All right, and you are gonna have Drecklet and Glossy Drecklet. Thank you. Who's starving? Rowan, you'll be fine, dude. We got plenty of food. Just go find some. You'll be good. But we still need to do a little bit of research here. So I need to build the virtual planetarium so we can start getting space science, and we're going to use that space science to unlock the solid filter, which for some reason is way down the tech tree, despite the fact that it is kind of important to building this thing. Oh, I didn't see that this wasn't. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's do a quick deconstruct and see if we can get through that gap. I'm really starting to think that I need that hydrate redeem, because I have noticed on nights that I stream, I feel dehydrated. And I know a lot of that is because I'm talking at you guys. But I think the other part is that since I'm streaming, I don't drink a lot of water because I have to stop what I'm doing and drink water. It's like a conscious effort. I'm just gaming by myself. If I get thirsty, I drink water. It's not a big deal. All right, Weezwort, what are you doing? How cold are you getting it? Well, it's chillier than the surroundings, at least. That's kind of useful. It is eating our phosphorite. We'll need to monitor that. But like I said, we started with a lot just from digging it up, and the Dreckos are going to produce it as a byproduct of eating the mealwood. Why are you glum, buddy? Why are you cramped? What's going on here? What's the problem? There's plenty of food. You should be fine with food. Your scale growth is 100. I see that. I'll just wait for a rancher to show up then. I don't know what to tell you. Can't imagine he's hungry. All right, let's get you down. This is the perfect mechatronic engineer. That's awesome. We'll just get him up that tree. We can start building all the supply stuff. And then yeah, we'll have to build a sweeper system that's gonna pull the eggs out of here, drop them into the evolution chamber, and then pull the meat and the shells out, send them over to the kitchen so that our chef can cook up some barbecue for our hungry duplicants. It'll be great. Research complete. Go ahead and get started on this one. Virtual planetarium. We can just slap that in. Oh, it fits in perfectly. Didn't even plan for that, but here we are. Kind of starting to think I should do this instead. So cut that out. Get rid of the bridge. And just link that all up together. Oh, why do I keep forgetting that you can just unstick everything? It makes my life so much easier. It almost feels like cheating, but I realize that they added it because it's just a faster way of doing what you would normally have to do anyway. And plus everybody used the mod. Why not just include it in the base game? Right. Come on. There we go. We'll get the virtual planetarium online. We'll start studying the discs that we've been pulling out of stuff. There might be some more. There's some there. There's not one there. Nothing there. Pinch of pepper plant. Very cool. It is growing. So yeah, we do have a couple of wild pinch of pepper plants growing. Probably find a use for those nuts. Time to get some mealwoods growing. Oh, we have a lot of mealwood seeds. Holy cow. All right. So now we just need to start installing the conveyor chutes. Yeah, we need the mechatronic engineer. It's true. So we still have to wait to get that. That's gonna take so long too. Evil. I've added a new entry to my log. Evil. Clearly, Nicola is evil. He has some kind of scheme going on that he's keeping secret from the rest of us. Rest of Gravitas, and I haven't been able to crack what that is because it's offline and he's always at his computer. Because it's offline and he's always at his computer. Whenever I ask him what he's up to, he says I wouldn't understand. All right. Blah, blah, blah. There. Oh, jeez. It's like, what was that book in Skyrim that was like an erotic novel? Hold on. It's gonna bug me. I gotta Google it. The Lusty Argonian Maid. There we go. I'm not gonna tell you what I had to Google to find that. I'm sure you can use your imagination. Do we want Oxylite? Oh man, Max. I mean, he just has the interest in construction. It's not that useful. I do like Green Thumb and Quick Learner. I wish he had some more interests. Take the Oxylite. Okay. So this just uses data banks, which I believe, oh, data not found. Database entries under construction are unavailable. It's these guys, I believe. Where are they? Activate that, I guess. You know, I could have swore I had some. Maybe they got swept up. Maybe we've already used the ones that I gathered. Data bank, there we go. Yeah, it's the little diskette things. Oh, right here we go. Data bank. Raw data that can be processed into data analysis research points. You can get them from going into space, but you also get a few from the POIs around the map, so that's helpful. Yeah, we also do need to get more hydrogen. Go ahead and install that. Shoot. You know what? Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's do two things. We're going to deconstruct that. We're going to put another mealwood seed in there. And we are going to put a canister dispenser right there. So that this hatch is not getting ranched for some reason. And I don't know why. I do have auto wrangle surplus on. I guess our rancher just hasn't gotten around to it. Realize it is a tall order to ask you to get one of the wild hatches out of the hatch ranch. All right, these guys want a job. Let's give them a job. We have a cool steam vent up here. I don't think I've seen any other geysers or vents just yet. I know there's some fossils. There's also, I really want to get to the shipping container, but that's still a bit of a ways down in the deep carbon dioxide. As you can see, it's getting pretty packed down here. It might be time to start thinking about oxygen masks. I've been putting it off for a while. I think it might just be time to bite the bullet and get on those, so we'll make a little station here. I do have oxygen that I can use, which is good. Go ahead and break those off. We shouldn't need exosuits just yet. We're not going anywhere too crazy. Oh. Realized I was using igneous rock for these. Are these made out of igneous rock? Really? They are, huh? That's interesting. Have I just been using igneous rock the whole time? All right, I guess we'll go back to that then. Igneous rock's fine. There we go. Rilip says, just got my first new glasses in like 3 years. Can you see now? Did it finally, they finally fixed your vision? Boy, that would be cool. Imagine being able to see after 3 years of not being able to see. Where is the medical science at on just being able to fix your eyes? Seems like that would be a pretty good improvement for everybody. If they could just... I know LASIK exists. They go in and shoot lasers at your eyes. I'm just wondering if maybe there's, you know, some other thing that they're working on. If there's any doctors in the chat, you can let me know. The prescription hasn't changed very much. They're just a touch stronger at close ranges. All right, well. Good you can see. Being able to see is pretty cool. As someone who can do it, it's great. All right, so we'll do something like that. Then they drop down. Like that. We'll get it all sorted out. It is a little toasty down here. That's why we have the insulated tile. Obviously, there's a big gap here where it's not insulated. But for the most part, all the most crucial areas are insulated. Our water is sealed off. Oh yeah, we really need those geysers to come back online, huh? Like our toilet loop is at a reasonable temperature. Oh, 30 degrees. Wait a minute. That's not great. LASIK is interesting, says Rilip, but I had a professor who got it done and said to make sure you get a doctor that will readjust because you don't want to pay full price for the surgery again a year later. Like, I mean, wouldn't you know if they screwed up the first time? You got to go back later to double make sure. That would suck. I wouldn't want to do that either. It's like getting a haircut. There we go, we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of the snow. Oh. He had it adjusted like 3 times in 5 years. What the heck? Your eyes keep changing after they make the initial adjustment. Do your eyes Is it because they got adjusted, or do your eyes just change all the time? Because that kind of sucks. Like, I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to go get laser shot at my eyes if my eyes are gonna be fucked afterwards. That's crazy. Okay. So now we just wait for everything to be done. We'll seal this all off. And then we'll be able to send dupes down, down to deal with the spore child. That's a lot of germs in one spot. I don't, That actually seems really bad. Can we, hold on, let me check this out. Spore child. Oh, it's called Spore Kid. Oh my, I'm reading that totally wrong. Spore Kid makes way more sense than Spore Child. Okay, they emit zombie spores. They can be uprooted and replanted and have a decor value of 80. The zombie spores cannot survive in most gases and solids. They can usually be found in bases, except for carbon-based materials. They serve as a disincentive to work with crude oil without atmosuits. They have an extremely high decor value and a high radius. They can be really useful as long as you can contain the germs, which can be accomplished by keeping the spore kid behind glass. Be mindful of where you keep the seeds since pips can plant them. Okay. Well. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna deal with this. I don't... Maybe coming through with the oxygen masks help. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, let me look at zombie spores. Okay. It can be transmitted through inhalation only. Duplicants holding their breath or in an atmosuit won't catch the disease. It can be cured by a serum vial in the disease clinic, or it can be waited out. The latter's not recommended as the duplicate in question will be rendered practically useless. Oh boy. Okay. All right, I don't know. I guess we'll go around it for now. All right. Well, it sounds like they need to invent a better way to fix your eyes than shooting lasers at it then, because clearly this is not working. Or it is working, but it's annoying. All right, give me a insulated tile, please. All right, gentlemen. I am considering... Ooh. Yeah, this is... Ooh. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking, chat. We go down. We expand this water pool here. And honestly, I think it's just going to all drop down into this area. Because once we... This algae's not going to be able to hold that pressure. That's just all going to go right through. Which I guess is fine. But what I want to do is I want to put tiles here so that gas can go through. That way the carbon dioxide can drop in. I'm going to move the carbon skimmer down here, and that'll lower the level of carbon dioxide to below this gap. The only issue with that is we'll have to run water. Really not that big of a deal. Just going to change how we do it a little bit. So we'll start working on that here shortly. Ooh, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, it might be worth doing insulated tile all the way. Be smart about this. Ladder first, then pole. So if you're running across, you'll jump down the pole and go. If you're coming, you won't have to go as far over to go up. So when you're coming back, it'll be a little bit different. Okay, now we need the oxygen mask checkpoint. Plop that bad boy right there. throw in a couple of, say six. Six should be fine. I don't know how many are going to be down there at once, but that'll give everybody an opportunity to head down there. So here's what I'm thinking. Cybernetic ocular implants. It'll be like Deus Ex. You'll be able to do heat vision, infrared, night vision. You'll be able to see people through walls with X-ray vision. Just cut out the middleman, get rid of the regular eyes. They suck. And get cybernetic eyes. Where are we at with that? Who's working on cybernetic eyes? I want to invest in that. Let's see. Let's check the Google. Cybernetic eyes. Not in Cyberpunk, in real life. Several bionic eye implants are in development, but currently only one is available in the United States and is suitable only for blindness caused by specific eye diseases. As research continues, more and more people may soon benefit from high-tech bionic eyes. Their bionic eyes are now obsolete and unsupported. Second Sight left users of its retinal implants in the dark. Oh no, what is this? Okay. This woman had an Argus 2 retinal implant system that powered down in the middle of her trip on the subway. In 2020, Byland had to find out secondhand that the company had abandoned technology and was on the verge of going bankrupt. Uh-oh. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, your eyes need a firmware update. Too bad we went bankrupt. Oh no. We don't make the battery for your eyes anymore. Yeah, that's okay. That part is a little dystopian. But if it worked well, like, you know, if it was pretty straightforward, lots of third-party support, you could get mods, third-party mods for your eyes, that would be pretty cool. Sure, we can imagine some options there. All right, everybody, let's start working on phase 2. All right, now I know this is gonna end poorly for me, but I have to do it because I'd hate to destroy this beautiful little garden zone we have. But you know, I got stuff I gotta do. All right. Bionic eyes were a mistake, actually. They don't have to be. I mean, not everything that's dystopian or that like is in a dystopian novel has to inherently be dystopian. Like, I get you see cyberpunk and you think, oh, cyber bad, technology bad, but I don't think that's really the issue. I think it's the if anything, it's the hoarding of technology that is the issue. Like, if the bionic eyes were free and open source for everybody, I don't think we have a problem. All right, so we need to make, well, in addition to getting all the oxygen loaded in here, which we will do now, we need to make a couple of oxygen masks. So let's get on that right now. Oxygen. No, that's not right. Clothing refashionator. Oh, yeah, this is just a regular crafting station we need. Just put it in the kitchen for now. All right, slap it in there. We should be good. You know what game I really wouldn't mind replaying at some point? The original Deus Ex. Played it a long time ago because I had a nerdy friend who just swore by it. It was Deus Ex, and it was Psychonauts. Those were his games that he's like, dude, you gotta play this. It's amazing. He's also the one that showed me the original pitch for Spore that started a very long and ultimately depressing wait for the game to come out. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's still kind of sad that it never really lived up to the expectations. As with most things, basically impossible to do that. It's too good for this sinful earth. EA killed it. Philip says, I loved Human Revolution. I came to the original Deus Ex way too late to really enjoy it. Mankind Divided kind of sucked. Human Revolution is just like the story of RoboCop. Which is fine. I like RoboCop. But it's a terrible, terrible prequel to Deus Ex. Mostly because it feels like the technology is way more advanced in the prequel than it is 30 years later in the original game. I think there was some speculation about somebody had an idea for a cyberpunk game and they pitched it, and then somebody's like, oh, how can we turn this into a Deus Ex game since we own the rights to Deus Ex? Like, well, it's not really designed to do that, but I guess prequels are big right now. It's not true. Prequels are never big anytime. Should never make a prequel. Just don't do it. And don't come in here and say the Game of Thrones TV show prequel, whatever, I forgot what it's called. People say that's good. Yeah, I guess, whatever. I'm not really buying it. Philip says, I don't have the nostalgia to carry me through Wolfenstein Deus Ex. Wait, which one is... the hell's that? Are you making a joke that one of them is like Wolfenstein? Yeah, House of the Dragon, that's right. The Game of Thrones prequel series that apparently George R.R. Martin has time to work on since he isn't actually planning to write any more Game of Thrones novels. All right. Looks like we've lowered everything enough that we can install what I needed. Oh, that is a lot of chlorine. All right, we need to store the chlorine. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it in here, I guess. Research complete. Conveyor shut off. We're not quite there yet. Still need to do all the research for solid management. The original Deus Ex plays too much like Wolfenstein. Okay. I gotcha. I never played Wolfenstein. So I don't really have anything to compare it against because I never played System Shock or I guess just System Shock is the only thing I can think of that really isn't from the similar time period with similar gameplay. And before anybody asks, no, I did not play BioShock. Okay, that's not true. I played like 10 minutes and then I was like, yeah, this game's not for me. I'm out. That's really all that it took. Game was not for me. So I didn't really play it. Sure, it's fine. Sure, everybody who likes it, they have their reasons. I don't get it. So, okay, when you say Wolfenstein, do you mean new Wolfenstein or old Wolfenstein? Like the new Colossus or the other one? Like Wolfenstein 3D? Too many dang Wolfenstein games. It's like Doom. Like when you hey, have you played Doom? Which one? Why did okay? This really bugs me actually. I'm gonna go on a rant here. Why do people think that it is okay to make a sequel that is just the original name of the game or movie? How are you gonna sit here and be like, oh, have you played Doom? Have you played Mortal Kombat 1? Guess what? It's the 12th Mortal Kombat game. Like, you don't have to pretend. Just accept it. Games that get reboots with the original name deserve a special place in hell. Movies too. Halloween. There are 3 Halloween movies, one of which is a sequel to the other one, and one of which is a remake of the original one that actually isn't very much like the original at all. And then there's Halloween 2. There's 2 Halloween 2s, one of which is a sequel to the original Halloween, but the Halloween that is the sequel to the original Halloween ignores the events of Halloween 2. And then there's a Halloween 2 that is the sequel to the remake of the Halloween, which has nothing, it doesn't follow the plot of the original Halloween 2 at all. At least they never did that with A Nightmare on Elm Street. They did a remake, but they never did a sequel that was just called A Nightmare on Elm Street. And for that, I commend them. I guess they kind of stopped making those movies before that was like a thing that people did. Let's make some masks. 6 masks, please. And do that forever. Perfect. All right, everybody. Hope you're ready. Okay, so that algae is actually holding up, which is pretty impressive. Godzilla too. Something like 50 movies, probably half a dozen just named Godzilla. The only Godzilla I've seen is the American one with Ferris Bueller. I feel like I saw that movie in theaters. I would have been like 9 years old when that movie came out. And it was fine. Like I don't have great taste in movies still. I didn't really necessarily like it. I remember yelling at the screen at one point like, hey, hurry up and do the thing. And this might be one of the reasons that I don't like movies, is because it frustrates me when when something is very obvious and it should be done by the characters of the movie, but they don't do it. Because I'm used to playing video games where if you need to do something, you just do it. Unless it's like a cutscene or whatever, but I scream at those too. Like the cutscenes where your character, you finish the battle and then at the end, it's like, oh, actually you lost the battle. Those are the worst. Repeatbot says, we need some spam in this SPOM. Emmykins, fetch the spam. She's not here. I don't know if we have any spam on hand. What do you guys, you know what I should do? I should put a shelf up here, right? Right by Michael. Just put a shelf right here. And every so often I just put a can of spam on there. All kinds of different varieties. And then you guys have to guess. Like the first person to call out that I added a new spam, you win the internet for that day. Or whatever. Okay. So like I said, we got to move the carbon skimmer, which means we're going to have to do this. Rilip says, and this is censored on my tablet, what the fuck is a variety of spam? Were you not here when we looked at all the different kinds of spams, Rilip? There's so many. There's regular spam, spam light, spam low sodium, bacon spam, jalapeno spam, chorizo spam. There's spam slices that are just like single slices of spam. Yep, the chorizo spam, repeat that. That's right. You know what? Yeah, Repeatbot and Mighty Stoosh were both here for that. Let's just look at it again, because I love looking at it. They're so good. We'll go to the official spam website, because this will give us more information, I think. So, to truly capture the horror of the spooky season, we are going to look at varieties of spam. Canned meat varieties and snacks. We have spam classic, spam light, spam 25% less sodium. This is a new one. We didn't see this last time. Maple flavored spam. Spam with real Hormel bacon. Spam oven roasted turkey. Hickory smoked spam. Hot and spicy spam. Jalapeno spam. Teriyaki spam. By the way, Rilip, if you don't know, this is a spam musubi, and it is probably the most delicious snack food in existence. I would eat these every day if I could. Spam with tocino, which we determined was a Filipino thing. Spam single classics, the craft American singles of the spam world. And the same thing, but in light. And then we have a half can of spam and a 25% less sodium half can of spam. And this isn't even all the ones that we've seen. There were more. I would eat every single one of these. I probably wouldn't enjoy the hot and spicy or the jalapeno, but the rest, absolutely incredible. I don't know what tocino is either, so maybe that's good, maybe it's not. I'll try it though. Wonder if it tastes like maple even when you pick it off the tree. What's... Maple tree spam. What is... Okay, Rilip, what is so weird? The existence of spam? Did you not know that people eat, like, actually enjoy spam? I'm one of them. There are dozens of us. In fact, there's an entire state full of them. It's called Hawaii. Spam is like a delicacy there for a variety of reasons. Most of them having to do with the expense of importing actual meat, like fresh meat. All right, duplicants, get to work. I want to see some real progress out there, especially you, Amari. Get everything going. Spam is weird to start with, and then they triple down with all these flavors. I feel like most of those aren't going to be available at the grocery store. You're probably going to see spam, and then the like light and low sodium varieties, and maybe the bacon one. I'd have to check. I'll ask Emmykins to check next time she goes to the grocery store and see what all's available. Maybe we can do a stream where I just taste test every variety of spam that I can find. Like one of those YouTube videos. That would be so much fun. I would love to do that. Literally nobody else would care, but I definitely would. All right, everybody. Today we're going to be trying every variety of spam that I could find at my local grocery store. Spam is one of the best foods in the world, and I'm about to taste every single one of them. Spam stream, spam stream, spam stream. Rilip, I've decided what we're doing for Weird Tuesday. We're not actually going to do a spam stream, don't worry. Well, I mean, I am. I'm not gonna make you do it though. All right, we're gonna do it. I'll tell Emmykins to keep her eyes open when she's at the grocery store, see what we can get. All right, we need a carbon skimmer. Let's do this. So we would like, ideally, be facing this way. The water comes in from the top. Yeah, that should be fine. Then we do this. And then, oh, drop it down and then run it back. Beautiful. Go ahead and deconstruct that one. And we need to run power. We'll just do it like this for now. Boy, that's gonna cause some issues. Do it like that for now then. So yeah, I'm not gonna make Rilip do a spam stream. That would be weird trying to do it virtually anyway, but I will definitely do a spam taste testing stream. Because I love spam. This is not a punishment for me. That would just be an incredible dinner. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. We fucked it. Everything's fucked. Okay, fix now. Fix immediately. Fix that before everything floods. This is the worst possible thing we could have had. Come on, Rowan, what are you doing? No, who's working on this? Somebody's got to be working on this. Meep, are you? Okay, Meep's working on it. We're good. Come on, Meep, let's go. Build that wall. Hey, buddy. Did you hear me yelling? Hey, come on. Lay down. There he is. He's going to stretch out and lay down again. He's back. He really doesn't like it when Emmykins isn't home because he has to come deal with me. He'd much rather be getting attention from her, I think, most of the time. Okay, can we at least try to mop this? Like, just shut it all down. Start mopping, boys. Cannot believe that happens. I mean, I can. Like, it's pretty on brand for that to happen, but it would have been nice if it didn't happen. New printables, yay! What do we got? Ooh, pom-pom knit. Yeah, we'll take that. Who wants to wear that? Who do we feel like would be most beneficial? There's our scientist. You can wear the pom-pom knit. Pom-pom knit. There you go. Okay, Lyra, please wear that. There you go. So I think Kat was actually coming over to tell me that it's time to go to bed, which it actually is because it is after 9 o'clock. So, hey, I want to thank everybody once again for coming on out. We are having a lot of fun playing Oxygen Not Included, or at least I am. I don't know if anybody else is. I'm sure somebody is. Maybe Rilip is, because he gets to see what a reasonable base looks like without going fully optimized. So tomorrow we'll be back with Project Zomboid for Fridoid Zomboid, and then next week I promised that we would play some Phasmophobia, so that'll probably be on Monday. And then Tuesday is, I have Rilip penciled down for a weird Tuesday, or was that Monday, Rilip? I can't remember. I guess I'll DM you, or you can DM me, whichever, and we'll see about doing a weird Tuesday or a weird Monday or whatever, in which case Phasmophobia would get moved to a different day, whatever. Not a big deal. So once again, thanks everybody for coming out. I hope you're enjoying the Oxygen Not Included stuff. There will be more to come. I'll keep working on it this weekend, and I'll show off what I got when I'm done. Maybe we'll get to build a nuclear reactor or something. So good night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow, maybe. I mean, I'll be here. Whether you're here, that's the maybe. RimWorld. RimWorld is coming up. Yes, there will be RimWorld. Don't worry, Rainbow Yeti. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. I don't know when, Rainbow Yeti. It'll happen eventually.